I live-streamed myself breaking into Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb in front of 1.3 billion people nationwide. But instead of arresting me, the government actually wanted to appoint me as the captain of the National Archaeological Team. Even the International Heritage Organization tried desperately to recruit me, begging me to help them crack open the pyramids. But before all this, I graduated top of my class from the Archaeology University. But just because my dad is a farmer, with no connections and no money to bribe those scumbags in the archaeological team, they rejected me, claiming my ancestors had a criminal record. I knew damn well my spot was stolen by someone else. Filled with grief and anger, I took my black gold ancient sword and marched straight into the emperor's tomb. I broadcasted it live to the whole internet. In no time, my stream went completely viral. The crazy new content instantly pulled in hundreds of viewers, but I didn't pay much attention to it. I just dropped straight down the robber's tunnel. Meanwhile, countless viewers flooded the chat, dying to know which tomb I was in, thinking I was just pulling a stunt. I figured I'd ride the hype to boost my popularity. Wait, which tomb is the streamer raiding? I just straight up told them I was at the Qin Emperor's mausoleum. Message sent. Soon, the stream's popularity skyrocketed again. 16 script. This is way too fake. Since the Qin Emperor's tomb is an unsolved global mystery, and even the professional national team has only excavated 2% of it, the viewers immediately mocked me, saying my script was way too fake. However, one viewer in the chat started panicking, because he was actually a security guard stationed at the Emperor's mausoleum. 17 script. This can go viral too? This wasn't some staged plot at all. It was the real Qin Emperor's tomb. As the live broadcast continued, the more he watched, the more terrifyingly real it looked. It wasn't until this moment that he finally realized this was the actual, real deal Qin Emperor's tomb. So, Old Wu immediately radioed all the police officers. Hearing that someone was live streaming a grave robbery at the Emperor's mausoleum, everyone was shocked. They couldn't believe tomb raiders had gotten this arrogant. But today, someone literally strolled in, live streaming and singing. In less than 20 minutes, the entire police force surrounded the tunnel I had dug. At that exact moment, I heard the system notification chiming that my mission was complete. Instantly, a massive rush of ancient martial arts techniques flooded my mind. And at the exact same time, news about the Qin Emperor's tomb being robbed somehow leaked out to the public. 721 This is insane. What a legend. The netizens were all screaming legend in the chat, but right then, several gunshots rang out. 721. That's just freaking awesome. Pro. Absolute pro. The netizens were all calling him a pro, but right at that moment, a few gunshots rang out. Suddenly, a few security guards, covered in bloody wounds, stumbled out of the tunnel in absolute panic. The viewers in the live stream were shocked again. Streamer, you'd better explain this. What the hell is going on? Many netizens were completely and utterly confused. The exact same robber's tunnel. 79 What is this situation? The streamer is fine, but the guards are getting ripped to shreds. I glanced at the comments and said calmly, it's actually not that complicated. The Qin Emperor's mausoleum is surrounded by sleeping dragon mountains on all four sides, suppressing the ascending dragon energy in the center. Those dragons rotted away a long time ago. The tunnel I dug was just me cutting corners to find a relatively safe path. The south side leads straight to the main palace entrance, but it holds a hidden 9 palaces formation inside. It's an absolute dead end. The north side looks like it's far away from the tomb, but in the shifting of the 9 palaces, it's actually much closer. No one expected such a simple passage to hide such profound secrets. The internet blew up. That's so badass. Watching the live stream, Zhao Guangji's face turned even uglier. Robbing a tomb and daring to brag about it openly? This is a blatant provocation. An absolute disgrace. Zhao Guangzi, burning with absolute fury, roared, everyone gear up. We are going in from the north side. The guards strapped on button cameras, night vision goggles, and armed themselves before heading down into the tomb. Old Wu stared nervously at the screen, directing them. That's right, that's the exact path that Tomb Raider took. Zhao Guangzi took a deep breath and ordered, contact the media platforms. We are going live too. This Tomb Raider is way too arrogant. Only by catching him on a live broadcast can we strike fear into these scumbags. It's official. The official broadcast has begun. 10 #live status. Both live streams are now broadcasting simultaneously. The official broadcast has started. Both live streams are now playing side by side. At this point, the hype in my live stream exploded. In just over 10 minutes, the online viewer count smashed past 2,000, and it was still skyrocketing. Right after I made my way past the terracotta warrior pits, a long corridor paved with dark green bricks suddenly opened up in front of me. I instantly stopped in my tracks, my guard going completely up. After being enhanced twice, my hearing is way sharper than a normal person's. Right in that moment, I picked up the faint sound of breathing. I quickly scanned my surroundings, but there was nothing here except smooth floors and bare walls. When I nervously looked up at the ceiling, that's when it hit me. The breathing, it was coming from right above the tomb. I quickly calculated the mystic signs on my fingers. Man, this is getting a bit creepy. But I finally figured out the layout of this place. This is a hotspot where dark energy gathers. But just a second ago, this area felt completely safe. Yet now, there's a lethal threat looming over me. And whatever that thing is, it feels alive. I double-checked the hexagram I just cast. Water above, lake below. It forms the hexagram of dead-end entrapment. If I take even one more step forward, I'll be walking straight into the core of the trap. With my skills, sure, I could try to fight my way out, but at the end of the day, I'm no daredevil with a death wish. But if I chicken out right now, it's gonna be just as deadly. Not only will I get arrested by those guys, but I won't even be able to prove my own innocence. Damn it, what kind of sick trap is this? After a split second of thought, what kind of trap is this? Screw it, I'm going all in. What even is this place? I kept running the mystic formations in my head as I moved, doing my absolute best not to trigger whatever monstrous thing was lurking behind me. Bro, 77, there is absolutely nothing out here. 17, why do you look so serious all of a sudden? 19, what on earth is actually going on? 71, look, since I didn't come in through the main entrance, there are bound to be way more deadly traps. My grim expression completely confused the viewers in the chat. Once I made absolutely sure it was safe for the moment, I just calmly explained, the path I chose to sneak in from just makes it a lot easier to reach the deepest parts of the royal tomb. But that spot I just walked past actually had breathing sounds. Wait, how come I didn't hear anything? The chief's urgent warning had barely crackled through the comms before the squad instantly went on high alert. But even after sweeping their blinding flashlights around a few times, they found absolutely nothing to be scared of. Report, the coast is clear, no danger spotted. That tomb raider is just playing us. He's definitely trying to stall for time. Keep up the pursuit. Outside the tomb, Zhao Guangji's old face flushed completely red as he listened. He barked an order, stay sharp. I just gave a calm, faint reply, and kept feeling my way forward through the dark. Meanwhile, old Wu, who had been glued to my livestream this whole time, relayed my exact words to Zhao Guangzi. Zhao Guangzi fell dead silent. His face burned with absolute shame, feeling like a crisp, loud slap had just struck him right across the ear. To think his entire elite security squad was completely outclassed by a single tomb raider. He even had to rely on the guy's charity just to keep his men alive. He was the chief, for crying out loud, the very symbol of justice. Was he really going to swallow his pride and bow down to a criminal? He choked down his intense frustration. With heavily bloodshot eyes, he ordered his squad to just blow the monster to hell with grenades. Boom, the tactical squad tossed their grenades, heavily bombarding the area. The beast was finally blown into pieces, wiping out the threat once and for all. Zhao Guangye took a deep, shaky breath, heavy blood vessels bulging in his eyes. He growled in a low, gravelly voice. Just tail him for now. Fresh supplies will be here any second. These squad members were hardcore veterans. They didn't flinch at the danger. The moment they got the order, they instantly pushed forward, tracking my movements. Zhao Guangwei also scrambled his men to drop off fresh ammo right away. Meanwhile, I pushed ahead for a bit until I hit a stretch of floor tiles that were a totally different color. These tiles were way bigger than anything I'd seen so far. Even someone doing a full split wouldn't. You can't step on two bricks at the same time. It's a flipping floor trap. I muttered to myself, a thoughtful look flashing in my eyes. I picked up a chunk of dirt from the ground and casually tossed it over. The moment the dirt hit the floor, the tiles violently flipped over. As the dirt plummeted down, I seized the chance and shined my heavy-duty flashlight into the pit. The bottom was packed with razor-sharp blades. Even after 1,000 years, they still gave off a chilling, deadly gleam. A moment later, the floorboard rotated back into place. Right in front of me, it looked like a perfectly smooth, normal path again. Not a single flaw could be seen. The live chat instantly exploded. He's totally a goner. This is exactly like the flipping floor trap the archaeological team ran into before. The tiles flip in completely random directions. You won't know unless you test them one by one. Back when they first explored Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum, even the Special Forces scouts almost died in there. Even the entire archaeological team found this trap impossible to deal with. How could a lowly tomb raider like you possibly break through this? Zhao Guangzi burst into loud laughter. With this flipping trap in his way, catching this tomb raider is only a matter of time. A huge headache had just solved itself. How could Zhao Guangzi not be thrilled? Our team will be there any second. This time, that tomb raider is dead meat. The viewers online couldn't help but feel sorry for him. But right at that moment, popularity points have reached 5,000. Congratulations, you have acquired the danger perception talent. The robotic voice echoed in my mind, and my eyes instantly lit up. After pacing back and forth a couple of times, and doing a quick test, I actually turned toward the floor tiles ahead, and took a bold step forward. This instantly stunned everyone. The viewers went absolutely crazy. The screen flooded with comments. It's just luck, right? But as I took several steps in a row, steady as a rock, no one could stay calm anymore, until I reached the exact spot where I had tossed the dirt. The floor remained solid as a mountain. This is completely absurd. The trap maze that stumped the entire archaeological world is like flat ground under this guy's feet. Look guys, he's stepping dead center on every single tile. It's like he's walking a tightrope. He must have seriously trained his balance, right? Zhao Guangzi was literally trembling, his eyes wide with absolute shock. He finally understood. It wasn't just his balance. The terrifying part was that he knew this place like the back of his hand. The screen flooded with comments. He knows exactly where the traps will trigger. And exactly where it's safe. Outside the tomb, Zhao Guangzi furiously glared at the guy on the screen and cursed, "Damn it. Who the hell is this guy? How can he be so arrogant as to live stream a raid on Qin Shi Huang's tomb?" Just walking that tightrope shows he's incredibly skilled. And his familiarity with the trap maze proves that this guy is an absolute master of ancient mechanisms. But if he's so damn good, why didn't he apply to join the archaeological team? Did he think it would be too hard to get in? Or does he come from a long line of tomb raiders and just can't clear his name? But even if that were true, our archaeological team wouldn't hold a grudge over the past. Would we really reject a genius like him? A rapid fire of questions. 5 strikes straight to the soul, carrying all of Zhao Guangzi's pent-up confusion and frustration from the past few hours. You're this incredible. If you really wanted to join the archaeological team, I dare say, who would dare stop you? You'd definitely pass with a unanimous vote. So why the hell did you choose to be a tomb raider? I am 100% absolutely sure that robbing a tomb is bad enough, but you actually have the nerve to live stream it? You're just looking down on us, aren't you? Zhao Guangzi felt incredibly conflicted inside. Finally, with bloodshot eyes, he gritted his teeth, called a professor from the archaeological team, and said, "Old Zhang, the trapdoor mechanism in the Imperial tomb has been cracked." Oh, Meanwhile, feeling more and more sleepy, Professor Zhang, who was ready for a good night's rest to start fresh tomorrow, heard his old friend's voice on the phone and groggily mumbled a reply. But as his senses slowly returned, "Wait, what did you just say?" The trapdoor path in Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum was cracked? He was one of the professors involved in the exploration back then, so he knew better than anyone just how deadly that trapdoor path was. An unbelievable wave of shock washed over him. He had almost died in there himself. The archaeological team had spent 3 months on it before they were finally forced to give up. He thought no one alive could crack it, but now he was hearing that someone had successfully crossed it. Where is he? Quick, you wait for me. Don't do anything rash. Whatever you do, don't let him get away. I'm heading out right now. I'll be right there, on the other end of the line. Professor Zhang was so excited he was rambling incoherently. If the trapdoor path was cracked, this guy's mastery over mechanisms must be insanely high. If they could recruit him into the archaeological team, raiding any tomb in the future would be a total breeze. Zhao Guangwang breathed a sigh of relief. With Professor Zhang's promise of a spot on the archaeological team, they could easily lure the guy out. Then they could capture him without a sweat. A perfect solution. As for Professor Zhang wanting to let him off the hook, well, no one is above the law. Haha, you little punk. Let's see you escape this. We've got it in the bag. Over 10 minutes later, Professor Zhang rushed to the foot of Mount Li. Is this the guy you were talking about? Staring at the live stream on old Wu's phone, and then glancing at the robber's tunnel right in front of them, Professor Zhang's eyes went wide. Grave robbing while live streaming? Is he out of his mind? But upon hearing that the guy was just there to observe and hadn't actually done anything wrong, Professor Zhang was visibly stunned, before his eyes lit up with sheer delight. As long as he was protecting the artifacts, they could talk it out and clear things up. He was just looking around out of curiosity, after all, and when he saw the footage of the trapdoor path, acting as if it were absolutely nothing beneath the feet of that masked young man, he knew this guy's skills with traps had to be phenomenal. He was likely a once-in-a-millennium genius. As long as he wasn't really there to rob the tomb, he had to bail him out no matter what. The archaeological world needed a genius like him. Professor Zhang's mind was completely made up. Soon enough, someone brought over a megaphone. Young man, join our archaeological team and show us what you've got. I am Zhang Jiangguo from the Mount Li archaeological team. Our team desperately needs a talent like you. The starting pay is 20,000 a month, with room and board included, plus full social insurance and benefits. Think it over. As long as you're here to protect the relics and keep your hands off them, and stick to legal exploration, it's all good. I, Zhang Jiangguo, will personally vouch for you. Young man, the megaphone was way too loud. Walking along the trapdoor path, I could actually hear him loud and clear. The live chat absolutely exploded. That's insane, bro. The archaeology professor personally invited him to join the team, straight from a street genius to an official hire. How could he say no to that? The chat was going absolutely crazy. This guy is so badass that even the professor stepped up to recruit him. He's definitely hiding some serious skills. Even more viewers started begging me to just come out. If you join the archaeology team, we'll get to watch these epic streams forever. Not going. Holy crap. Bro, you are built different. The chat was instantly blown away. Bro turned down a totally legal pass to raid tombs? 20 grand a month, with room and board? The professor came in person and he still refused. This kid just doesn't get how much trouble he's walking into. Does he really think knowing a few trap mechanics makes him invincible? Raiding the first emperor's tomb is a massive felony. He kept pleading earnestly, young man. It's a dead end, turn back while you still can. An official government job is the ultimate goal in life. But, I didn't bother replying to another word. Professor Zhang was practically heartbroken. What a stubborn mule. He truly valued talent, but this kid's attitude was making things incredibly difficult. Walking out on your own, and being dragged out in handcuffs, are two very different things. But what Professor Zhang didn't know was, it wasn't that I didn't want to leave. It's just that right now, aside from a bit of ancient martial arts, my special bloodline, and my danger sense, I only had a very basic knowledge of tomb raiding. In the professional archaeology world, I'd be exposed in a heartbeat. I couldn't blow my cover. I was terrified of saying the wrong thing. So, despite freaking out on the inside, I had to play it totally cool. Just wait a little longer, I thought. Let the viewer count get a bit higher. Rack up a few more rewards. Or crack a few more of this tomb's mysteries. Then, when I finally walk out, I'll be an absolute legend. Professor Zhang had no clue what I was thinking. Right now, he was totally stressing out. Is this kid really just sightseeing? Or, does he think the pay isn't high enough? Even Professor Zhang was baffled. I offered him the deal of a lifetime, and he still said no? We've got a massive problem here. Zhao Guangji's face was dark with frustration. They failed right out of the gate. His earpiece crackled with a team member's helpless voice. Boss, we can't get past the trapdoor hallway. Zhao Guangji stayed quiet for a long moment, before sighing, hold your positions. I'll figure something out. He glanced over at Professor Zhang and asked, if we go through the main entrance, can we cut him off? Professor Zhang hesitated, slowly shaking his head. I have no idea how he even managed to locate that robber's tunnel. but his route is infinitely faster than taking the main doors. If your guys can't get past those trapdoors, you'll never catch him. He clearly has a layout of the mausoleum, but as for the traps inside, our archaeology team is completely helpless. Zhao Guangzi fell silent. This whole operation was a bust. If this blew up any further, he was definitely going to get fired. After a brief pause, he barked an order to his men. Shut down his livestream right now. And cut our feed, too. Just a moment later, a man sprinted back, panicking. Director, we have a problem. The platform says they can't ban him. Some elite hacker is completely overriding their systems. Zhao Guangzi knew exactly how strict the platform's moderation was. If even they couldn't pull the plug. He's simultaneously broadcasting on every major platform. We have no idea how he's pulling this off. If Zhao Guangzi was shocked before, now, he was totally losing his mind. A simultaneous, multi-platform broadcast, and they couldn't even trace the source? This kid definitely has an elite team backing him. This is way above our pay grade now. Zhao Guangzi didn't hesitate for a second. He pulled out his phone and made the call. Boss, we've got a situation. The clip of Professor Zhang trying to talk me down, and me live streaming a tomb raid, it just went viral online. It blew up instantly. I mean, live streaming a tomb raid? This guy's practically begging for prison time. An archaeology professor practically begged him to join, and he completely blew him off. So arrogant, he's the first guy in history to pull something like this. The internet was absolutely losing its mind. Even though it was the dead of night, my stream's popularity was skyrocketing. It smashed right through 10,000 viewers in no time. Ding, host popularity has surpassed 10,000. Distributing milestone rewards. Congratulations, you have acquired Basic GU Mastery. You now possess fundamental GU controlling techniques, and comprehensive knowledge of basic GU insects. As the system's voice echoed in my head, a flood of knowledge instantly clicked into place. My blood was pumping. Without a second thought, I pulled up the system shop and bought the GU controlling flute. I tossed it right into my spatial inventory. Meanwhile, over on Zhao Guangji's phone, a deep, commanding voice came through. Pull your men back. The Razor Squad is already en route. The Razor Squad. A name that strikes absolute terror into the hearts of any criminal. Every single member is an absolute beast in elite hand-to-hand combat, tactical recon, and ancient martial arts. Plus, with the footage Zhao Guangzi gave them of the trapdoor mechanism, catching this tomb raider was only a matter of time. Less than a few minutes later, several heavy-duty off-roaders slammed on their brakes at the foot of Mount Li. The squad leader threw a crisp salute and immediately started barking orders. Half the team dove straight into the smuggler's tunnel. The other half prepped specialized gear. Within 10 minutes, every single guy was locked and loaded. The captain gave the order to boot the livestream back up. If this tomb raider wanted to act so cocky, they'd take him down live on camera, just to send a message to any other wannabe crooks out there. That's the kind of supreme confidence the Razor Squad had. Back on the stream, the team approached the trapdoor mechanism. Thanks to the footage Zhao Guangzi had recorded, the operators crossed the deadly trap with an absolutely terrifying sense of balance. They were steady as a rock. Whoa, these guys are totally hardcore. Their footwork is just as slick as the masked bro. Gotta be special forces, right? Oh man, our boy is totally screwed. Most of the viewers thought I was toast. I mean, all I'd really shown them so far was some decent balance and trap knowledge. Against pure tactical muscle, that's practically useless. Some people in the chat were actually begging me to just give up. To save myself a beatdown, they said. But I didn't even flinch. They had no idea. This was the mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang. A lethal maze of the 9 palaces layout, deadly traps, and venomous swarms. Something no mere mortal could ever conquer. Not to mention, just up ahead was the very core of the hexagram array. Dewey on top, Khan on the bottom. The treacherous lake over water. That bloody door behind them was just the appetizer. Once they trigger the chain reaction in here, it's game over. There is absolutely nowhere to run. I kept moving forward. Slowly, a massive, isolated burial chamber loomed out of the darkness. And right there on the far wall, an absolutely breathtaking mural was carved into the stone. Holy crap, look at that. The archaeology team busted their humps and never found this. I can't believe he found a hidden mural. Wait, what exactly is that a picture of? I raised my tactical flashlight. The mural was split straight down the middle. On one side, mythical beasts and wild birds roamed through a majestic mountain landscape. but on the other, an endless sea of withered bones, looking straight out of purgatory. Right in the dead center stood a mountain peak piercing the clouds. And standing at the very top, was a figure in flowing robes, looking back over its shoulder. Our eyes locked. For a split second, it felt like the man in the painting was staring right through my soul. That's Emperor Qin Shi Huang, right? What does this painting mean? Did he anticipate that someone would come today? I muttered to myself. For some reason, an eerie feeling suddenly washed over me. The figure in the painting seemed to be warning me, telling me not to go any deeper. Looking at this painting right now, I have a gut feeling. If I take another step forward, there might be no turning back. It made me hesitate, but right at that moment, the sound of rushing footsteps and angry shouts echoed from the tunnel behind me. That punk is right up ahead. Don't let him get away. Get him together. Don't let him run. 7 or 8 people charged out from the tomb passage behind me. My heart sank, and I quickly hissed, "There are traps here." Don't move, but why would they listen? They rushed straight at me. The very next second, crash, someone stepped heavily onto a loose floor tile. The entire tomb passage shook violently, sending dirt and rubble crashing down. Click, clack, a mechanical sound rang out. Boom. Several stone slabs fell from the walls, exposing dozens of massive holes. Immediately after, a creepy, rustling noise echoed through the air. I knew it immediately. The bugs were here. The livestream chat blew up. The traps got triggered. Last time, these bugs chewed 2 professors to death. We are so done for. Dense swarms of shadowy little bugs poured out of the holes, closing in on everyone. The chat wailed in despair. It really is those man-eating bugs. They can strip a person to the bone in half a minute. Outside the tomb, Zhao Guangzi was sweating bullets. He screamed through the walkie-talkie, "Fall back if you can't hold them off. Do not risk it." The dagger squad captain looked grim and barked an order. Flamethrowers. The squad members quickly pulled out their gear. Flames blasted into the tide of bugs, creating a tense standoff. Right then, the chat suddenly exploded again. Why aren't the bugs getting close to that guy? They are crawling right around him. I looked down. Sure enough, in a 10-foot radius around me, not a single bug dared to approach. Occasionally, a bug would wander in by mistake. It would immediately writhe in agony, spit white foam, and die on the spot. It was as if a vacuum zone had formed around me. Everyone was utterly stunned. The dagger squad members' eyes widened in shock. What kind of dark magic is this kid using? Outside the tomb, Zhao Guangzi and Professor Zhang looked on in horror and disbelief. Professor Zhang muttered, "That's impossible. Back then, the archaeology team tried everything. These bugs aren't afraid of anything. How could they be terrified of a single person? It's not fear. It's more like bloodline suppression. Like they are sensing divine wrath. What on earth is going on here?" Professor Zhang was completely mind-blown. Having personally survived the archaeological dig at Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb years ago, he knew better than anyone just how terrifying these bugs were. The flamethrowers could only hold them off temporarily. They had no fear of death. They had a primal craving for flesh and blood, and feared absolutely nothing in this world. But the scene unfolding right in front of his eyes had completely shattered his entire worldview. Zhao Guangzi was completely baffled. Suddenly, the chat noticed I was forming a hand seal and chanting a spell. What's the young guy doing? Is he casting a spell? Don't tell me he wants to help them kill the bugs? Is he an idiot? If he kills the bugs and follows the archaeological team back, how is he supposed to escape? There are walls everywhere. The walls of the imperial tomb are ridiculously thick. You couldn't drill through them even if you tried all day. Professor Zhang muttered, "Old Zhao, can this kid really still get away?" Zhao Guangzi said with absolute certainty, "Impossible. Once the insect swarm passes, the elite squad will definitely take him down. Unless his luck is off the charts. But right now, he's trapped like a rat. What good is luck?" But right at that moment, the entire tomb passage suddenly started to tremble. That wall carved with murals began to shake inexplicably. The instant the wall vibrated, the live stream chat instantly blew up. What the hell is going on? Another monster? I'm so done. I thought this place was supposed to be safe. I kept on chanting my spell, completely unfazed. Crack, a crisp sound rang out. A crack suddenly split across the mural. The artifacts are gonna be ruined. Outside the tomb, Zhao Guangzi and Professor Zhang widened their eyes at the same time. Old Zhang's eyes instantly welled up with tears. Crack, crack, crack. Boom. Dirt and rocks came tumbling down. the entire wall collapsed with a deafening crash. A deep, dark passage was exposed right in front of everyone. Return, I pulled out the gourd at my waist. Dozens of black dots were drawn in by an invisible force, flying from the rubble straight back into the mouth of the gourd. I hooked the gourd back on. I walked straight into the depths, ignoring the crowd behind me still tangled up with the bugs. The live stream chat went completely insane. The young guy really did that, smashing through a 2 to 3 meter wall in 2 minutes? 10 jackhammers would take half a day. What are those black bugs? GU manipulation? Bug control? That is absolutely the GU sorcery of Raozhong. Zhao Guangji's eyes were bloodshot. He couldn't believe it. What kind of bugs can chew through stone? That completely defies science. Professor Zhang stared at the debris scattered all over the ground, looking absolutely devastated. The artifacts, those were precious cultural artifacts. Old Zhao, you have to catch him. Make him atone for his crimes by digging up even more artifacts. I glanced at the screen full of questions in the live stream, and calmly replied. I am a GU master. Those just now were hard-boring GU. Unique to Raozhong, they can split mountains and shatter stones. Those bugs were afraid of me, probably because the aura of GU on my body is too strong. I didn't mention the part about my blood. The fewer people who know about that, the better. He really is a GU master. A Raozhong GU master actually came to rob a tomb. Badass. The chat went completely crazy. There have been folk rumors for a long time that Raozhong GU masters can command insects and control GU. They can walk through perilous mountains and severed rivers as if walking on flat ground. I thought it was just an exaggeration. I can't believe legendary GU masters actually exist. To think a single little black bug possesses such insane power. Who knows how much destructive energy these bizarre bugs could unleash in their hands. And I am the legendary GU master. How could everyone not be surprised and thrilled? Overpowered, totally overpowered. Nobody asked if I came from Shaozhong. That place has been mysterious since ancient times. And it's the only place where GU masters appear. I didn't deny it. My great uncle is from Shaozhong, and my ancestors were born there too. Since I was a kid, my old man made me play with all kinds of bizarre bugs. Before this, I just thought he was a biology nerd. I never believed GU sorcery actually existed in the world, until the system rewarded me with GU master knowledge. Only then did I believe it, and the warnings on the murals made me absolutely certain that the mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang hides secrets unrecorded in unofficial history. Behind that great unified empire, what exactly was the first emperor hiding? The answer might only lie in his true burial place. Just as I was heading deeper, mercury toxicity detected, host poisoned, +1. The system notification popped up out of nowhere. This place is still far from the Mercury River, yet it's highly toxic. I was just about to redeem a hazmat suit, when the system chimed again. Your blood begins to resist. Resistance failed. Toxicity, +1. Blood attempting to absorb. Absorption successful. Mercury poison resistance, +1. My breathing quickened. I originally thought the immunity to all poisons of the Jiuli shaman bloodline was just a concept. I didn't expect it to be literal. Absorbing all poisons naturally makes you immune to them. The ancient shaman god bloodline. To think it's this powerful in just the first stage. A moment later, basic mercury toxicity immunity achieved. Sensing my body, my blood just felt a little heavier. Nothing else felt wrong, considering I have to join the archaeological team later. I should try not to let the people chasing me lose their lives. I redeemed an ordinary dagger from the system shop and carved a few big words on the ground. Lethal mercury poison, danger, keep out. After finishing, I put away the dagger and walked deeper inside on my own. This guy is insane. Is he really just bluffing the squad? Looks like it. Nobody would dare walk in there ignoring mercury poison. A mouse playing with cats. Interesting. Not long after I left, a few slightly battered members of the Sharp Sword squad caught up. This kid is freaking weird. Look, there are words. The team members noticed the warning and said. One of them looked grim and said, could there really be lethal mercury poison here? We can't mess around with that stuff. Too much of it, and even a god couldn't save us. The squad captain pressed his earpiece and asked Zhao Guangzi, Director Zhao? What's the situation with the Tomb Raider? Zhao Guangzi replied directly, the Tomb Raider must be bluffing you guys. He went straight in without any protection. He's probably at his wit's end and just stalling for time. The captain immediately ordered, "The Tomb Raider went in without protection, so don't panic, everyone. Leave a few guys behind for backup. The rest of you, follow me." "Yes, sir." They left a few men behind, and the remaining 10 or so men chased deeper into the tomb. They chased for less than 10 minutes, when one member suddenly found it hard to breathe, his mind spinning. Behind him, another member collapsed straight to the ground. Up ahead, the captain turned his head. Noticing his squad mates turning deathly pale right behind him, the captain of the dagger squad suddenly went white and shouted, "Oh crap, it's mercury poisoning." Mercury poisoning hits hard and fast, wrecking the respiratory, nervous, digestive, and urinary systems. They all learned this back in the academy, so they knew exactly what these symptoms meant. We thought that Tomb Raider was just stalling for time. We never expected there to actually be lethal mercury here. The squad's current state is no joke. It's definitely mercury poisoning. If we keep going, the physical damage will be irreversible. The dagger squad captain barked his orders, "Keep your breathing steady. Minimize your breaths and fall back immediately." The squad members supported each other, hastily retreating the way they came. At the same time, Li Ping and the few guys who stayed behind to guard the rear against traps heard the news, held their breath, and charged in for the rescue. The live stream viewers were absolutely floored. The elite squad just got completely wiped out. But that guy is completely unfazed. Does he have some kind of superhuman immunity? Even the elite dagger squad couldn't handle it. Just what kind of freakish body does this guy have? Outside the tomb, Zhao Guangji's face darkened with rage. Damn it, what the hell is going on in there? He refused to believe that Tomb Raider was physically tougher than his elite squad. Why, at the exact same distance, could his men fall to the mercury poisoning, while that raider simply shrugged it off? How could a lowly Tomb Raider be such a massive pain in the ass? Grab the hazmat suits and oxygen tanks, go back them up. Zhao Guangzi ordered his men to deliver the gear. Standing nearby, Professor Zheng watched me breeze through it all, then looked back at the poisoned squad members. He fell entirely into a deep silence. 9, this guy, 90.08, he can't possibly be some kind of monster, right? 20B6, 10 minutes later. The poisoned members slowly evacuated, while the supplies Zhao Guangzi ordered arrived right in front of the trapdoor corridor. The dagger squad grabbed the gear, crossed the corridor, and immediately began treating each other. The heavily poisoned guys managed to ease their symptoms, but they were still in danger without immediate medical care. Soon enough, most of the squad regained their mobility. Zhao Guangji's men managed to use ropes and wooden planks to rescue the worst-hit victims. The squad members who were on standby were handed over by the captain to Vice Captain Li Ping. The remaining 6 suited up in hazmat gear and resumed the hunt. All this chaos, even rushing like mad, easily chewed up almost a full hour. That is insane. Actual mercury poisoning? And that guy seriously just brushes it off. He is absolutely goated. The viewers were still reeling from the shock of him completely ignoring lethal mercury. Meanwhile, as I ventured deeper, the mercury levels skyrocketed. My own poisoning worsened by the second. My brain nerves, my kidneys, my basic logic, every single vital stat violently fluctuated in the lethal toxin. My thoughts were totally suppressed, only to be repaired again. My gaze flickered from dull and empty to intensely sharp, faintly flashing with an eerie, unearthly glow. A sudden wave of panic hit me. I frantically bought a hazmat suit from the system shop and threw it on. Only then did that creepy sensation finally fade away. The viewers collectively sighed in realization. Now that makes sense. Turns out he just had top-tier gear all along. You're only putting it on now? Did you just realize you couldn't hold back? But soon, someone noticed something unusual. My hazmat suit is as thin as a cicada's wing, but it feels so incredibly high-tech. 3 mini oxygen tanks designed specifically for the Mercury River. This gear is just way too advanced. It's way too specialized. There's absolutely no way a regular grave robber could get their hands on this. Only a team with serious funding and R&D capabilities could pull this off. Wait a minute, designed specifically for the Mercury River? The viewers who finally connected the dots gasped in shock, completely stunned. The live stream chat instantly went dead quiet, and the mood suddenly turned incredibly eerie. Looking at the chat, I couldn't help but sigh inwardly. The moment my top-tier hazmat suit was exposed, the live stream absolutely exploded. With gear this insanely good, you still have the guts to say you aren't a grave robber? You're even better equipped than an elite strike team. Caught red-handed. Man, you really had us all fooled, streamer. Outside the tomb, Zhao Guangji's eyes went completely red as he spoke with bitter heartbreak. Professor Zhang, you see it clearly now, don't you? This guy is nothing but a grave robber. We really need to figure out how to lure him out. Professor Zhang's head was buzzing. Even he was starting to waver, his heart aching with disappointment. To think that at my age, I'd actually get scammed by this innocent-looking kid. I glanced at the chat and calmly explained, this is my graduation project. I was planning to submit it to the archaeology team. After that, I just shut my mouth and said nothing else. Of course, the whole graduation project thing was a total lie. Qinglin Archaeology University scrapped that requirement ages ago. Even if the authorities dig into it, they won't find a single thing. The viewers were still super skeptical. Is this seriously a graduation project? Bro, what exactly does this suit even do? I sighed inwardly and pulled up the system specs. Then I said casually, this suit is designed with nanofiber tubes. It can completely filter out toxic gases, and it has a built-in waterproof layer. It allows for long-term diving, and it comes equipped with 8 specialized compressed oxygen tanks. Theoretically, you could stay underwater indefinitely. I actually came up with this idea after reading up on the imperial tombs. Mercury River, it was just a sudden spark of inspiration. Honestly, it's not really that amazing. As for the materials, aside from the nanofiber tubes, there's also... I went on to explain the materials, their functions, and the engineering principles in deep detail. At first, nobody bought a word of it, but as I laid everything out so clearly, the viewers' breathing started getting heavy. Outside the tomb, Professor Zhang's eyes went wide as saucers. His voice was shaking as he stammered, this. Isn't this the exact same concept my mentor proposed all those years ago? Because of all the technical hurdles, the archaeology team's R&D department hasn't even been able to build it to this day. And to think, a mere student actually managed to design the whole thing from scratch. He was shaking uncontrollably from the sheer excitement. The main reason the archaeology team could never go deep into Qin Shi Huang's tomb was that they just couldn't withstand the highly toxic mercury for long. A standard hazmat suit would get eaten alive by the Mercury River. This conceptual hazmat suit had always been the biggest roadblock for the excavation, but now, a fully functional one was right here in front of him. The viewers who actually knew their stuff were absolutely shaken. A technical problem that's been haunting the archaeology team for years. And you just solved it all by yourself? This is literally nano-level tech. How on earth did you pull this off, man? You call this a graduation project? The archaeology team is gonna lose their damn minds. Looking at the chat, I knew that being totally upfront about my identity as an archaeology student and saying I was submitting a graduation project had already proven my absolute sincerity about wanting to join the team. Plus, this protective suit that totally breaks through technical barriers is more than enough to prove my absolute love for archaeology. Aside from Zhao Guangzi and his elite tactical squad, pretty much everyone was absolutely thrilled. The live chat was spamming awesome, and the donations just kept rolling in. In just a few short minutes, it broke 100,000. Zhao Guangji's face looked extremely grim. He glanced at the excited Professor Zhang, then turned around and gave a dark, serious order to his team. Go and investigate all the archaeology universities that require students to submit a graduation project right now. Find out this tomb raider's identity in the shortest time possible. Following Zhao Guangji's command, his squad quickly logged into their classified network. Countless universities were screened, and they quickly narrowed it down to 17 schools. After reporting their findings, local security forces were immediately deployed, frantically searching through those 17 universities. It was already 2 in the morning by then. Countless exhausted and sleep-deprived students and mentors were dragged out of bed to be interrogated one by one, but the moment they found out someone had actually snuck in and robbed Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum, they snapped wide awake and started cooperating immediately. I mean, this was a massive deal. Yet, no matter how hard the officials searched, they still couldn't find anyone who matched the tomb raider's profile. Aside from a few hundred students getting busted at internet cafes, or dragged back from hotels for questioning, they didn't find a single clue. It was as if that tomb raider didn't even belong to those 17 universities. Zhao Guangji's expression grew even more grave. This guy is definitely not simple. Keep digging, don't let your guard down for a second. As long as he really is an archaeology student, there's absolutely no way he can escape. And with that, a brand new round of investigations kicked off. Meanwhile, over at Qinglin University, an institution directly affiliated with the official archaeology department. Inside the faculty dorms, my mentor, Xu Zhizhang, was watching the tomb raiding live stream, absolutely speechless. Man, that is rough. I wonder which poor sap of a mentor got stuck with a student like this. Getting dragged out of bed in the middle of the night for an interrogation, he tutted, shaking his head. Robbing Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum? That's guaranteed to land his mentor in a dark cell for 20 years. He let out a cheeky laugh, feeling incredibly lucky that his own students were all so obedient. Still, the kid on screen is seriously impressive. He actually solved the puzzles that have baffled the archaeology team for years. Xu Zhizhang casually sent a tip of 100 digital flowers. Keep it up, kid. I'm rooting for you. He'd been closely following this drama. This guy was just too arrogant. Live streaming a tomb raid, and actually daring to admit he was an archaeology student? I can't even imagine the look on that poor mentor's face when he finds out. He might as well just quit on the spot and drop dead. The more Xu Zhizhang thought about it, the more excited he got as he kept watching the stream. As for me, not long after pressing forward, I arrived at a fork in the tunnel. System alert. Popularity points have surpassed 10,000. Congratulations, you have received the layout map of Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum. Popularity achievement unlocked. Slightly famous. Reward. Ancient Martial Arts Expansion Pack. The system's voice echoed in my mind. This ancient martial arts pack included traditional fighting techniques like Baji Quan, Tai Chi, and Hung Gar. It had every move for blades, forks, swords, and halberds. It was basically a complete encyclopedia of martial arts. I felt a rush of excitement, but I couldn't seem to find an achievement panel anywhere. It seemed like they could only be triggered randomly. I didn't waste any more time. I whipped out the layout map, took a quick glance, and looked at the diverging paths in front of me. I headed straight down the left path. According to the map, the right side led to a shallow exit, right near the main gate. It's already been explored by the archaeology team. The map in this kid's hand is a bit weird. 9 times out of 10, the path on the right leads to the exit of the explored area. But on his map, the explored zone only takes up a tiny little spot. Could it actually be a deep-level map of the first emperor's mausoleum? But how on earth did this kid get his hands on it? My heart skipped a beat. Old Zhang, this has got to be a fake. We spent so much effort before and couldn't even find a map of the first emperor's mausoleum. How could this kid possibly have one? It's definitely a misdirection. Him wandering into the deep passages has to be just a coincidence. Impossible. Deep within this treacherous ancient tomb, Professor Zhang hesitated, unable to make a call. Meanwhile, our hero redeemed a thick black marker from his system. He compared it with the mausoleum map, pausing on and off as he walked down the tomb passage. He drew triangles and circles on the wall with one stroke to mark the traps. The viewers in the live stream were totally confused. Everyone was wondering what the bro was trying to do. The tomb passages crisscrossed in a massive maze. His actions sparked even more confusion. To think that what he was holding was actually a map of the first emperor's mausoleum. Leaving marks just to warn those coming behind him, he moved incredibly fast, covering several miles down the passage in the blink of an eye. These traps are dangerous. I should give the guys behind me a heads up. He came here to unravel the mystery in the first place, showing off his skills so he could join the archaeology team once he got out, saving himself a lot of trouble. There was no point in hiding it. He left warnings for the elite squad. Are you scared they won't catch you? Tomb raiding on this level is just unheard of. He's treating the Qinling exploration zone like his own backyard. I've never seen such a bizarre explorer. Completely ignoring the elite archaeology squad, it almost looked like he was intentionally guiding them. His behavior was way too weird. Some even guessed if he was throwing up a smokescreen to mess with the exploration. Damn it, this is ridiculous. He didn't take the security team's inspection seriously at all. This guy dares to leave marks out in the open inside a protected archaeological zone. This is definitely a deliberate trap. He's messing with the exploration. Boss, this tomb raider is openly marking out all the traps right in front of the elite squad. He's clearly looking down on you. It's a slap in the face. I swear I'll bring him to justice. I saw the news. It just so happens that Green Wolf is back. I'll have him head over there in a bit. Green Wolf. Green Wolf came from the Special Forces. He's carried out hundreds of life or death missions. His skills are terrifying. He once single-handedly wiped the floor with the entire elite squad. His knife skills are out of this world. I didn't expect him to return to Mount Li. Zhao Guangzi was thrilled, acting as if the masked man was already caught in their net. Right then, the elite squad was closing in. And that Tomb Raider actually walked himself into a dead end. Brilliant, he was overflowing with excitement. No matter how tricky that Tomb Raider is, he still relies on the tomb's traps. Now he's just digging his own grave. There's no way forward. Where else can he run? The more he looked at that dead-end wall, the better he felt. His mood was fantastic. You can't run now, you little punk. There's no way there are still traps here, right? We've been chasing him for hours. We finally caught up. Oh, you actually guessed right. A simple just kidding directly left the livestream viewers completely speechless. The chat blew up instantly. What a flex, bro. With so many squad members on your tail, you're not even panicking. These guys can each take on 10 men at once. You better beg for mercy. Stop putting up a useless fight. We still want to watch your livestream, man. Just kidding with you. HMPH. Let's see if your fists are as tough as your talk, kid. Get him, boys. Ah. What flawless teamwork. A normal guy would be crushed in a split second. The chat is blowing up again. 7 against 1? Seriously? I can't even. Our guy is totally done for. He should have just surrendered when he had the chance. Don't beat him up too badly. We still want to watch his stream. I stayed dead silent. Ah, and in the very next second, I made my move. Using the shifting balance of Tai Chi, I rode the momentum, drove my knee up, grabbed the guy, and launched him right into the air. At the exact same time, I lifted my leg to dodge a sweep and stomped down hard. Crack, the sickening sound of bones snapping echoed out. The last guy's attack was already right on me. Moving like a ghost, I closed the distance instantly, grabbing his wrist and twisting it to completely strip away his striking power. I blasted him with a palm strike, throwing him completely off balance. My eyes flashed coldly as I took one massive step forward. Channeling my whole body's weight into my stance, I drove a brutal elbow straight into his chest. Bang! All of this happened in a flash. The color drained from everybody's faces. He wiped out 3 guys in a single breath using Tai Chi. He snapped a leg with just one stomp, and sent a man flying with just one elbow, using softness to overcome force, then unleashing pure, brutal force. He showed absolute mastery over it all. The viewers jumped out of their seats in pure hype. We all thought this guy was only good at raiding tombs. Who knew he actually had the skills to back it up? He wasn't just talking big. He just has absolute confidence in his own strength. Meanwhile, inside the stream, Du Wallen, the Grandmaster of Hunyuan Tai Chi, watched in absolute shock. This man had perfectly mastered the shifting flow of Tai Chi. His hand techniques and footwork were pushed to their absolute limits. He actually broke right through a 3-man combo attack. That kind of force deflection. Even if you trained under a top master since childhood, you still might never reach this level. He's just a Tomb Raider. Yet his Tai Chi is even better than mine, an actual Grandmaster. And that final move wasn't even Tai Chi. That was the heart-piercing elbow from Baji. To flawlessly blend Tai Chi and Baji together. This man's martial arts mastery has literally reached the absolute peak. The news blew up in the ancient martial arts group chats, and sect leaders came rushing into the livestream. Seeing the fight with their own eyes, their hearts pounded with disbelief. How is this even possible? His Baji is even more fierce and overwhelming than mine. And that Hong fist move, how does it share the exact same roots as my family's technique? Why on earth does he know my family's ancient martial arts too? Every single one of these family styles is a closely guarded secret. Yet right now, they are all being used by one single person. And his flow is just impossibly smooth. It's like he's completely mastered all of them. 1 versus 7, and it took less than a minute. The fight is already over. Every single one of them got utterly dropped in a split second. Back down in the ancient tomb, I finally stopped moving. 7 squad members were groaning on the ground. They couldn't even crawl back up. The chat was scrolling at lightning speed. Outside the tomb, Zhao Guangzi gulped hard, a sudden wave of sheer terror washing over him. System alert. Host's popularity points have broken past 30,000. As the livestream continues, the growth rate of popularity points is rapidly accelerating. The system's voice chimed in. He bought a pen and paper from the system shop. checking the pulse of each squad member to write out medical prescriptions. The viewers were totally confused. They had absolutely no idea what our guy was doing, but once they realized he was treating their injuries, the chat lost it. They were blown away that he actually knew medicine too. People were already amazed that his ancient martial arts were this outrageous. What kind of wild ride is this? His medical skills are an even bigger surprise. Talk about intense. When the crowd saw the male lead help the guy up, grabbing a steel plate to secure the bone, the live stream chat instantly exploded, filled with nothing but absolute shock and awe. He's actually treating them, a personalized prescription for every single one of them. Beating people up and then casually prescribing them meds is just too much of a flex. He can even set a broken leg. What on earth did this bro go through in the first half of his life? A netizen sighed. Although we don't know why he came to the Qin Shi Huang mausoleum, at least he takes responsibility after handing out a beatdown. I could brag about this for a lifetime, haha. I feel like bro is just so helpless right now. The crowd was absolutely hyped. They originally thought he was just an arrogant tomb raider. But it turns out he's a top student from the Archaeology University, handling the Raochang ancient corpse. And now he's even a master of medicine. What makes people unable to hold back their laughter is, after beating up his attackers, he treats them and writes prescriptions right on the spot. For a moment, it's hard to tell if he's just adorably kind-hearted, or deliberately doing it to troll them. This move is absolutely legendary. Meanwhile, outside the ancient tomb, Professor Zhang stared intently at the live broadcast, watching Zhang Ming set the bones for his team members. He was secretly weighing the situation in his mind. Old Zhao, what's your take on this? If this man truly had malicious intent, he absolutely wouldn't be treating the team members and setting their bones. How else should I look at it? I'll just sit here and watch. Qingling, alright, you nagging old geezer. Go get me a few bottles of Neolonshan liquor. Wait, what did you just call me? Little geezer, you. Fine, I'll go right now. Why bring all these? He doesn't even have a gun, that's completely unfair. Archaeology, there are grenades in that bag. Damn it, just wait for my signal. Ha ha ha. Back in the ancient tomb, a sudden sense of unease welled up inside me. My danger perception talent had triggered. Hurry up and retreat. Bro, a ruthless guy just showed up outside. He's chasing you solo with a blade, run. I'll hold him off for you in spirit. Holy crap. The dead end began to tremble. The secret technique was showing its power. This is bad, bro. That ruthless guy has reached the blood door. What? Looking at the chat, my heart skipped a beat. A path that takes normal people over 10 minutes, that guy cleared in just 2. The unease in my heart kept rising. I put all my strength into driving the GU bugs, speeding up to break through the obstacle ahead. The wall was gnawed by the GU bugs, sending crushed stones flying everywhere. That trace of unease in my heart grew heavier and heavier. In my mind, the layout map of the Imperial Mausoleum was being calculated to its absolute limit. I had no time to entertain the chat telling me to surrender. I only focused on controlling the GU bugs to keep digging forward. The wall finally collapsed, revealing a deep, dark passage, and what followed was a dense, uncountable swarm of black snakes. All pure black cobras, an extremely rare breed, highly toxic and highly corrosive, to be able to survive in a mercury-filled environment until now. These things are more than 10 times more brutal than the poisonous snakes outside. Bro, you need to run. But I didn't run, I just stood right there, watching those black snakes pour out from the hole. They were flicking their pitch-black tongues, staring straight at me in unison. One man, actually facing tens of thousands of venomous snakes. The live stream chat was spamming like crazy, everyone screaming at me to get the hell out of there. They said I was scared silly, but I still didn't move. Make way. The live stream went dead silent for a second, then the next. All the black snakes acted like they'd seen a ghost, and actually shrank back. The swarm of snakes started writhing in pure chaos, then pulled back to both sides in perfect unison. A massive black snake, clearly the alpha, led the way, while the even bigger, thicker ancient snakes deep in the nest slithered out, clearing the path completely. Then, every single snake lowered its head and parted to the sides, just like ancient subjects bowing to their king. They guarded me right in the middle. Am I seeing things? Bro, who exactly are you? These snakes are basically mythical creatures. Outside the ancient tomb, Zhao Guangzi and Professor Zhang were probably dumbfounded too. I could faintly hear them gasping for air. I was just about to step forward when... Ha ha ha. I finally caught up to you. Under everyone's stunned gaze, a tall figure wearing a hazmat suit stepped into view. He carried a massive 3-liter plastic jug on his back, sipping booze through a straw. In his hand, he wielded a massive broadsword. It was Green Wolf, that absolute madman. He freaking caught up in just over 10 minutes. And he brought a giant booze jug to a deadly fight. This guy is a beast. Wait, isn't our bro totally screwed now? Countless viewers stared in pure shock. Stop him, I ordered, without even turning my head. I just threw out that cold command and kept walking deeper into the shadows. From start to finish, I didn't even glance at the brute. That blatant disrespect sent Green Wolf into a blinding rage. He took one step and shot forward like an arrow released from its bow, charging straight at me. But what Green Wolf never expected was that right as he closed in, dozens of black cobras would suddenly lunge out from the tunnel. Green Wolf spun to dodge, slashing his blade down with a fierce backhand. A sharp metallic clang echoed through the entire tomb. Green Wolf's pupils shrank in terror, and countless viewers in the livestream turned pale. These snakes have skin like solid metal. How are the black snakes in Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum this ridiculously strong? Mutated black cobras, and our bro can actually command these absolute monsters? How on earth did he do that? That is insane. The viewers were completely blown away by the snake's insane defense, but even more shocked that I could actually command them. It really was unbelievable. Because of that slight delay, the surrounding black snakes hissed furiously and swarmed him for the kill. A terrifying sense of pure doom washed over Green Wolf. He scrambled backward in a panic, desperately fighting off the terrifying swarm of black cobras. The chat exploded with questions. Bro, what is the deal with those black snakes? Swords can't even scratch them. Those black snakes are absolutely overpowered. These black snakes carry the aura of GU magic, and I am a GU master. Naturally, they have to obey me. After dropping that truth bomb, I completely ignored the chaotic questions in the chat. The moment I encountered those black snakes, I felt this strange, unexplainable connection. It was like I could read their actual emotions. Just like the very first second I laid eyes on them, they looked at me with pure shock and confusion. Plus, sensing that faint, lingering aura of GU magic inside their bodies, that completely explained why they instinctively bowed down to me. Not to mention, my own blood started racing. All these strange signs led me to a pretty wild theory. These black snakes aren't actually true GU creatures, they're only half GU. After soaking up the toxic mercury and powerful feng shui energies for centuries, they've developed GU traits. But since no true master ever came along to refine them, they were never able to fully evolve. GU Li shaman blood has a natural attraction to GU bugs, and the shamanic power flowing through my veins is enough to make these half-bugs swarm over like crazy. I casually grabbed a few of them and tossed them into my system inventory, planning to try refining them when I have some free time. I've never actually practiced GU arts before, so using these half-bugs for practice might be a lot easier. Right now, I've covered about 1/3 of the way, and I'm almost at the Mercury River. Past that is an uncharted territory where no one has ever set foot. The dangers will definitely multiply. But thinking about it, I actually feel a rush of excitement. I came here in the first place just to see what kind of secrets are hidden in those unexplored depths. I pushed down the burning thrill in my chest, constantly scanning the layout of my surroundings, trying to predict any traps that might pop up. For now, I can only tiptoe my way forward. The traps I've run into so far and the spots I've marked out on my map, they all match the official documentaries released about the excavation of Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb. They're mostly pretty similar setups: trapdoor pathways, hidden crossbow triggers, and creepy black snakes hiding in the most unexpected corners. But to me right now, these little hazards are a piece of cake. I might be doing just fine, but the same can't be said for everyone else. Bro, you've been fighting for 3 whole hours. You've only chopped down 3 of them, and you're still not giving up? You're a bit too stubborn, man. Netizens in the live chat were spamming similar comments one after another. Meanwhile, Green Wolf, who had been wrestling with the black snakes for ages, was getting more and more frustrated and humiliated. His face flushed beet red with anger. Screw this, I'm done playing around. After knocking back 2 more snakes, he turned on his heel and bolted out of there in a total rage. Planning to head back for some heavy firearms, he was ready to bust out grenades and RPGs. If he had known this Tomb Raider was so ridiculously tough, he wouldn't have been so cocky. Bringing nothing but a sword, Green Wolf stormed off in a huff. A short while later, he came marching back, aggressively lugging an RPG on his shoulder. "You filthy snakes think you're so tough?" Green Wolf let out a maniacal laugh with the RPG on his shoulder. Machine guns rained down a storm of bullets. He lobbed grenades left and right, absolutely maxing out his firepower. Half an hour later, looking at the scorched earth and blast marks everywhere, he felt a surge of absolute satisfaction. I've finally seen the light. What's so fun about crossing swords with people anyway? Overwhelming firepower is where it's at. My mindset has evolved once again. This is what it feels like to get stronger. He tossed aside his so-called sword god pride and fully embraced modern artillery. So after this mission is over, will I finally be able to slice through the air with a blade aura? That's been my lifelong dream. I just know that true strength is tied to your state of mind. Because I actually managed to pull it off once by accident. And now that my mental game is stronger, I'm even more fired up to hunt down that Tomb Raider. Listen up, kid, your granddaddy is coming for you. Green Wolf charged down the route that Zhao Guangzi had given him, while a few comments floated across the livestream. This dude is kind of goofy. He gives off that rough guy chasing the peak of martial arts vibe. It honestly looked like there was some kind of aura swirling around him just now. Meanwhile, I had already bypassed countless deadly traps, and arrived at the banks of the Mercury River. Legend has it that within his tomb, Emperor Qin Shi Huang built the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountains, and the rivers. And this very river is made entirely of mercury. I paced back and forth, staring at the thick, gooey silver river in front of me. No matter which way I stepped, that lingering, life or death dread just wouldn't fade away. It felt like something was hiding right inside the mercury. I frowned, pulled a pale blue GU bug from my system inventory, and tossed it right in. I formed a hand seal to sense its presence, but the feedback I got was absolute emptiness. That's weird, with all this gear on me. I shouldn't be feeling this kind of mortal danger even if I dove straight in. What's worse, the feeling of dread was only getting stronger. Suddenly, a thought struck me. I snapped my head up and stared at the ceiling above. Could it be him, that massive guy called Qing Lang? But his protective suit shouldn't have even made it this far. What is this intense sense of danger? Drop dead, you little brat. There was no time to think. The anxiety in my chest just exploded. A sharp whistle ripped through the air. I didn't even have time to dodge. An RPG rocket scraped right past my head. I'd suggest you don't try any funny business. It detonated violently in the Mercury River right in front of me, though the shrapnel didn't even scratch my protective suit. But my face turned grim as I watched Qing Lang walking toward me. I kept one hand behind my back, secretly forming hand seals without stopping. Qing Lang flashed a look of hesitation. Seeing that I wasn't intimidated, he just pulled the trigger again. Be a good boy and come back with me, kid. I easily dodged that second RPG. The rocket smashed into the wall instead, sending a massive tremor through the ancient tomb. Dust billowed everywhere, while the live stream chat absolutely exploded with heated reactions. As the thick smoke cleared, the banks of the Mercury River were completely empty. Get the boat ready. Meanwhile, outside the tomb, Zhao Guangzi immediately rushed to prepare the river crossing gear and weapons. Not long after I vanished, the tomb began to shake slightly. The tremors were mixed with a bizarre, rumbling roar. It made even a seasoned veteran like Qing Lang turn deadly serious. Suddenly, eerie sounds echoed from the tomb passage. Squeaking shrieks mixed with the hissing of snake tongues, along with low, guttural growls echoing down the pitch-black corridor. Everyone's eyes instantly locked onto the tunnel that Qing Lang had just come out of. A massive swarm of snakes, bugs, rats, and ants. Black serpents slithering everywhere, along with red-eyed white rats and blood-red ants. To think this tomb was hiding so many terrifying creatures. The live stream chat was instantly blown away. Everyone is unleashing their ultimate moves now. The young master definitely summoned these. The viewers were burning with absolute hype. We thought taming that black snake was badass enough, but who knew he could summon an entire army of freaky beasts? Qing Lang stared at the relentless tide of venomous critters, his face turning incredibly dark. He lifted his RPG and fired another booming shot. At that exact same moment, down at the bottom of the Mercury River, I violently coughed up a mouthful of blood. The spell could summon every venomous creature within 10 miles, but the backlash was devastating. Even with the ancient Jiuli shaman blood in my veins, my internal organs were being ripped apart by the recoil. I'm still way too weak, I muttered, my eyes completely bloodshot. The GU cultivation techniques flashed through my mind, taking the GU parasite as the foundation, feeding 100 parasites to raise just one, nurturing the ultimate life-bound GU. A GU master has 9 ranks, and each rank is like reaching an entirely new heaven. My combat power was on par with that massive brute, but he had way more life and death combat experience. He fought like a total maniac without holding back. In a head-on clash, I'd definitely be a dead man. Right now, I only had 2 choices. Either find my life-bound GU, and ascend to the first rank, or use the first Emperor's tomb to trap him in here forever. The GU parasites in the system shop that cost tens of thousands of points were nothing but entry-level junk. I wouldn't even look twice at those. And the ones costing millions, or tens of millions, I completely couldn't afford them. Just then, a system quest triggered. Objective: find the first Emperor's hidden resting place. Retrieve the Emperor's silk scrolls and the elixir of immortality. Reward: a random legendary GU parasite. I used to think the rare GU bugs in the shop were the stuff of legends, but the system called them merely uncommon. Could something even stronger be one of the top 10 ancient divine GU? Legend says they can bring the dead back to life and grow flesh on bare bones. And among those, is the Immortality GU, capable of granting eternal life. I forced down the burning excitement in my chest. The pie the system drew hasn't even reached my mouth yet, but for now, the top priority is to escape the pursuit of the Azure Wolves. I stealthily moved through the Mercury River for a moment, then slowly stood up and poked my head out. It was pitch black all around here, with crystals on the walls emitting a faint glow. Reflecting off the silver river, they added a little more light to the area. But compared to the outside world, it was still dim. I turned on my powerful flashlight, looking around at everything unfamiliar, my expression solemn. The archaeological team had never entered here. The highly toxic Mercury River prevented them from taking even a single step further. This was also my first time seeing such a sight inside the tomb. Is this what it looks like beyond the Mercury River? Outside, Professor Zhang was completely captivated by my live stream, watching the Mercury River flow within the massive tomb. In strange glows flickering all around, he was deeply moved. How many people's efforts back then failed to even step into the Mercury River? Yet now, someone was actually disregarding life and death, entering the domain shrouded by the Mercury River. Teacher, your wish has come true. Professor Zhang was so excited that tears welled up in his eyes. He immediately called his mentor. The old professor, nearly 80 years old, learned what had happened. His body trembling, he said, "What did you say? The Mercury River? Someone has stepped into the territory beyond the Mercury River? He's a tomb raider? And he's even live streaming?" The old professor was furious, immediately contacting archaeological teams from several nearby provinces. Many archaeology professors, enthusiasts, and staff members rushed towards Lishan City. Some were excited, some were condemning. Their expressions varied. Within half an hour, they were added to a group chat. With video calls on throughout, after Professor Zhang explained the situation in detail. The professors were astonished by this young man's talent. His mastery of mechanisms was absolutely superb. He understood GU techniques and was skilled in medicine. He even designed a diving suit, preparing to hand it over. He treated his team members' injuries. His character was excellent. For this group of elderly scholars, the mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang was a lifelong unsolved mystery. Now, it was actually being conquered by a young man. It was simply a once-in-a-millennium event for the archaeological community. They were incredibly excited. They went to great lengths to win him over, determined to protect him. And have him dedicate himself to archaeology. Such talent, who wouldn't be tempted? However, Professor Smith, an archaeology professor studying in China, was unimpressed. He believed that a tomb raider was just a tomb raider. Those who did wrong should be punished. He had been in China for many years, enjoying generous treatment. He always had a feeling of superiority. These Oriental people were too enthusiastic and respectful towards him. He saw this as subservience. The so-called land of etiquette was merely a trick to admit defeat. He also disdained the professors boasting about Qin Shi Huang and Emperor Wu of Han. While the Han dynasty indeed had historical records, there was no concrete proof of Qin Shi Huang's achievements. Not to mention the Xia, Shang, and Zhou dynasties, or the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors. In his eyes, all were unofficial histories and myths. Hearing netizens say that several hundred professors had gathered outside, they're still discussing how to win me over, I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. I made the right bet this time. As long as I can show them something mind-blowing enough. Seems like I just can't leave this tomb raiding stuff behind. I took a deep breath, steadied my movements, and kept pressing deeper into the shadows. Meanwhile, out in the wild fields outside the Imperial Mausoleum, the atmosphere wasn't nearly as peaceful. Hundreds of professors were gathered around a makeshift projection screen, glued to my live stream, their faces flushed with pure excitement. Some were praising me as a young hero, while others marveled at how bold yet meticulous I was. A few were even plotting how to recruit me the second I got out. But there was one exception. Keeping a cold scowl on his face the entire time was Smith, a guest professor from the States. He stood at the edge of the crowd with his arms crossed, listening to the endless shower of praise. Growing more annoyed by the second, he finally snapped when someone brought up, yet again, that the mausoleum surely held the sun, moon, and stars, along with vast mountains and rivers. He let out a loud scoff and interrupted. The sun, moon, and stars? Mountains and rivers? He intentionally dragged out his words, keeping his voice just loud enough for everyone around him to hear clearly. I really can't stomach this anymore. A tomb is, at best, the size of a few hills. Yet you're all gathered around here, passionately debating over mystical nonsense like dragon energy. Sun, moon, and stars? Several professors turned their heads, their brows furrowed in deep displeasure. But Smith was completely oblivious. Or rather, he just didn't give a damn. He had been in China for 2 years now, pocketing top-tier expat subsidies and swapping out girlfriends faster than he swapped his lecture notes. In his eyes, these Eastern professors were nothing more than a bunch of spineless cowards guarding broken antiques. The entire Mount Li couldn't even fit real mountains and rivers inside it, let alone a measly little tomb for Qin Shi Huang. He lifted his chin, his tone turning even more condescending. A backward dynasty from over 2,000 years ago. And you actually believe a tomb from back then could house the sun, moon, and stars? You're just kidding yourselves. An elderly professor's face darkened as he spoke up. Mr. Smith, I suggest you watch your language. Smith exaggeratedly widened his eyes. Watch my language? I'm trying to save you all. You people are the absolute epitome of everything wrong with Eastern academia. You dedicate your entire lives to chasing after literal scrap metal. And you have the nerve to call it cultural heritage. He sneered, looking around the room. Seeing the furious, pale faces of the professors who were too polite to step up, he felt even more smug. Just as I thought, he mused. These Easterners are just pathetic cowards deep down to their very bones. They'd never dare actually stand up to a foreigner. Emboldened, he doubled down on his insults. Let's be real here. Even your traditional medicine has been completely debunked by Western science. And here you are, still blindly worshipping Qin Shi Huang, unifying the script and standardizing the axles? It's all fake. Suppressing dragon energy? Fake. It is all one massive lie. You so-called professors have absolutely no grasp on reality. You're utterly ignorant. Listening to both sides brings clarity. But listening to only one keeps you in the dark. He drew the words out in a mocking, sing-song voice. That's what your own ancestors said, wasn't it? Such a shame that looking at you now, you aren't even fit to shine my shoes. Dead silence fell over the camp. Up on the projector screen, my livestream kept rolling. In the distance, Zhao Guangji's face was as black as thunder. If hundreds of professors were provoked into a riot by this arrogant foreigner, there would be no way to control the situation today. And I was completely oblivious to all of this. No wonder your country closed its doors to the world. You people are all the same. You completely deserve a beating. Smith looked at everyone with utter disdain, wearing that hypocritical "I'm doing this for your own good" expression. It made the heads of the hundreds of professors present buzz with anger. Who the hell is this guy? Smith instantly left an impression of pure arrogance on everyone, right in front of hundreds of senior professors. He bluntly stated that the archaeological team was hopeless. His remarks quickly went viral through the live stream. Viewers were furious as he belittled Chinese culture, sending the live stream's popularity skyrocketing. I was pushed into the eye of the storm as well. By the time I found out about this through the live stream, rage welled up inside me. Emperor Qin conquered the 6 states and unified the world. His magnificent achievements are sung to this very day. There's even unofficial history as proof. And now, this foreign barbarian dares to publicly belittle him? How despicable. These archaeology professors have dedicated their entire lives to uncovering history, forging the unyielding spirit of our Chinese descendants. Without this brilliant culture, how could we have today's prosperous era? Foreigners boast about their nobility, but among our hundreds of Chinese surnames, go back a dozen generations, and whose family wasn't once renowned across the land? Through changing dynasties, countless extraordinary individuals have achieved monumental feats here. Our China stood at the top of the world for thousands of years. The Qing dynasty was merely a temporary low point. And now, a foreigner dares to spout such nonsense here? Do you even deserve to speak of Chinese history? Do you deserve to speak of the first emperor's achievements? I turned sideways and looked up. Staring back at the live stream camera with an icy glare, I said, "Smith, get the hell back to your barren wasteland." As my words rang out, the system's live stream zoomed in for a close-up. To everyone watching, right after Smith spouted his nonsense, it was as if I, on the screen, could actually hear him. I turned my head, letting out a bone-chilling voice. Smith was startled into a shiver. When he met those freezing eyes behind my mask, his heart skipped a beat. Professor Zhang Jianguo stood up in anger, raised his fist, and shouted, "Well said." The rest of the professors stood up one after another, cheering. What a formidable young man. A foreign barbarian? Do you really think you're worthy to discuss our 5,000 years of Chinese history? When our Chinese first emperor conquered the 6 states, you Westerners were still brawling in a few mud villages. And you have the nerve to mock us? Pathetic. The professors echoed in agreement, their admiration for me skyrocketing. Smith's expression grew increasingly grim as he growled darkly. No matter what you say, it's absolutely impossible for this first emperor's tomb to contain the sun, the moon, and the stars. Or mountains and great rivers. If you think a tiny puddle of mercury counts as a mighty river, that's just hilarious. You're all just lying to yourselves. He glared coldly at me on the live stream screen, then swept his gaze over the professors around him. Fury surged in his chest. How dare these Easterners insult him? Ignorant fools, completely hopeless. Professor Zhang shouted in a low voice. "Smith, if you don't want to stay here, then get the hell back to your own country." Smith shot back a disdainful look, and replied icily, "I'd really like to see how your so-called sun, moon, and stars, and those mountains and rivers, are supposedly hidden inside this first emperor's tomb." Professor Zhang was burning with rage. According to the speculations of many professors, the sun, moon, and stars, and the mountains and rivers were merely metaphors. A river of mercury was highly likely the great river depicted by Emperor Qin. The way this arrogant foreigner looks down on us is really getting on my nerves. Right at that moment, on the live stream screen, my cold, indifferent voice echoed out. "Then you'd better watch closely." Under everyone's watchful eyes, I took a stroll right through the river of mercury, slowly making my way forward, while quite a few professors watched with hesitation and worry. What exactly did this guy find? The mountains and rivers laid out by the first emperor. Could there actually be something else, besides the Mercury River? The professors were completely baffled. According to their estimates, aside from off-the-charts mercury levels, the imperial tomb should just be crawling with traps and venomous bugs, with nothing else out of the ordinary. So why would he say something like that? Did he notice something long before we did? Just as everyone was lost in confusion, my voice rang out from the screen once again. This place secretly aligns with the heavenly stems and earthly branches, all perfectly mirroring the outside world. The Xianfeng is set, the 5 elements are hidden. The so-called sun and moon are right here. As soon as my words faded, with everyone watching, I walked up to a massive, sealed door. As I slowly pushed the heavy doors open, a blinding flash of light filled everyone's vision, and along with that dazzling light, the live stream screen was completely washed out. After a brief, piercing glare, a massive tunnel appeared before everyone's eyes. The walls were covered in moss and silver crystals. The crystal light refracted off the Mercury River below, lighting up the entire place as clear as day. At the very end of the tunnel was a flight of stairs leading straight up. Smith let out a laugh. What a pathetic clown. He was dead set on believing the masked man was just putting on an act, but nobody paid him any attention. Everyone was glued to the screen, watching me. I stepped onto the stairs, climbing up, step by step. With every step I took, the audience's hearts started pounding in suspense. They all thought the Mercury River was the legendary Great River of the first emperor's tomb, but I said it wasn't. This had them worried sick. If I couldn't show them something even more mind-blowing than a river of mercury, wouldn't we just become a laughingstock to these foreigners? I walked for nearly 30 minutes, before everyone finally spotted a faint glimmer of light at the top of the stairs. Smith was the first to speak up, questioning it. He's been walking for 30 minutes. The vertical distance has gone up by at least 400 meters. This guy should have walked right out of the imperial tomb by now. How the hell is he still inside? You're faking all of this. The professors started to second-guess things too. The viewers online were completely lost. Then, Zhang Ming's cold, mocking voice rang out from the screen. The ancient mystic secrets of China are far beyond the comprehension of an ignorant lapdog like you. Smith's face instantly turned bright red with anger. The viewers online went absolutely wild. So it's a mystic feng shui formation. Our guy saw right through it in a single glance. The professor's hopes were reignited. Maybe it really was exactly like he said. And there was a whole other world hidden inside the tomb. The first emperor lived a truly epic life. So how could his resting place be anything but extraordinary? There has to be a miracle waiting in there. Smith just sneered in silence, waiting to watch these Easterners make fools of themselves with their ancient superstitions. I reached the top of the stairs, and made my way through a short, narrow passage. Right in front of me was a bridge that stretched out as far as the eye could see. When I finally stepped out of the passage, the sight on screen left everyone in absolute shock. Countless professors stared with their eyes wide open. Smith even turned pale with terror, stammering, How is this even possible? How could an imperial tomb have such a massive layout? It is absolutely impossible. This is dark magic. The visual impact is just too intense. It is completely unscientific. Beneath the bridge are dozens of breathtaking mountain peaks. Covering an enormous area, the entire scene is divided by an endless bridge. On the left, a blazing sun hangs in the sky, and a silver river surges through swirling mists. On the right, a full moon hangs high, competing with the shining stars. Exotic flowers and rare plants covering the mountains emit a faint glow. As I stopped in my tracks, everyone saw the sun slowly moving to the right. The moon gradually vanished to the left, only to rise again on the left side. The stars in the sky twinkled, sometimes fading into nothingness, and sometimes being born anew. The cycle of the sun and moon, and the birth and death of stars. Meanwhile, in the world below, the mists surged and churned. All living things grew and withered. This boundless space was like a real miniature world, acting out the rotation of the sun, moon, and stars right inside the imperial tomb. And the life and death of mountains, rivers, and plants. How could an imperial tomb have such a scene? The sun, moon, and stars, mountains and great rivers, and it is full of life. How on earth was this done? Did the first emperor truly possess the power to shape heaven and earth? Countless viewers were shaken to their core. Hundreds of professors breathed heavily, their eyes turning red with excitement. These are real suns, moons, and stars. Real mountains and rivers. Such a heaven-defying masterpiece. How on earth did they achieve this in that era? Could they have had technology surpassing modern times back then? Smith stared fixedly at the screen. His eyes bloodshot like a wild beast. He snarled, "Impossible. This is absolutely fake. It is completely unscientific. It must be CGI." The netizens excitedly pressed for answers, asking, "Bro, what exactly is going on here? Come on, tell us about it." On the screen, my face remained perfectly calm. I took a long rope out of my backpack and tied it to the guardrail of the bridge. As I carefully began to slide down, Smith screamed at the top of his lungs. "This is absolutely a fake video. I never thought you Easterners would actually stoop to faking archaeological discoveries just to satisfy your pathetic vanity. It is absolutely fake." He just could not accept the fact that the Eastern land was superior to his own country. But everyone on the scene completely ignored him, their eyes glued to me on the screen. They knew that, whether it was real or fake, I would definitely provide further proof. And just as expected, the moment I safely touched the ground, I went straight for the glowing plants I had seen earlier in the dark, and said, "Dragon burial flower. 7-star leaf. Ninluo fruit. Do you guys have these?" I casually toyed with the plants I had found, my expression unchanging. As my words fell, Smith's face instantly turned deathly pale. Blood snake vine, phantom bug, 5 flower wood, do you have these? I took a step forward, using GU arts to summon all the mists I had seen earlier. Those mists were actually formed by countless tiny flying insects. Outside the tomb, Smith felt increasingly humiliated. His lifelong beliefs seemed to shatter completely at this very moment. He staggered, his face turning deathly pale. Only after a long while did he manage to force out a breath and ask in a trembling voice, the sun, the moon, and the stars. How do you explain those? Explain it to me. To everyone's surprise, a disdainful scoff echoed from the live stream. Would you even understand it? I said, never once looking back from beginning to end. The sheer contempt in my demeanor hit Smith like a massive blow. His blood boiled and his vision swam, yet he stubbornly spat back, since you can't explain it, then it must be fake. There is absolutely CGI in this footage. Qin Shi Huang is a relic from thousands of years ago. It is absolutely impossible for that era to have had such miraculous craftsmen. Hey, I let out a soft chuckle. The subject and object lines, the chance of their relations. The 6 relatives, the 6 beasts, and the 6 deities. Do you understand them? My voice was flat, brimming with utter contempt for the ignorant. The 8 pure palaces, the 64 hexagrams, the 12 earthly branches. Their clashes, conflicts, restraints, and harms. Do you understand them? The 3 harmony combinations and the 6 harmony pairs of the earthly branches. Entering and exiting the states of tomb and storage. The 10-day void, the hidden spirits, and the flying spirits. Moving and static hexagrams, primary and changing hexagrams. The 12 stages of life, the auspicious and malefic stars. The commentary on the I Ching by Jing, the secret formulas of the cavern forest. The forest of fire pearls, the golden strategies, and the heavenly secrets of divination. All of these. Do you understand any of it? My tone was perfectly calm. That utter dismissal, treating Smith like he was absolutely nothing from start to finish, struck him like a bolt of lightning. If you understood even a tiny fraction of this, you would never dare utter such absurd nonsense about metaphysics being fake. You dare to deny its existence before even crossing its threshold. How could a foreign barbarian like you be worthy to even speak of the glorious essence of my China? I chuckled softly and added, it is nothing but your absolute ignorance. That makes you spout such incompetent, arrogant nonsense. Scram back to your barren wasteland while you still can. The 9 palaces and 4 ambushes within this imperial tomb, the shifting of the earthly branches, and their mutual clashes and harms. Even if I were to explain it all to you, with the intellect of a foreign barbarian, how much of it could you actually comprehend? Leave now. Do not humiliate yourself any further. Having said that, I walked away into the depths of the tomb, completely ignoring him. Outside the tomb, Smith's mind was already thrown into absolute chaos by the time he heard my final words. Finally, he violently coughed up a mouthful of blood, mixed with white foam. His spirit utterly crushed, he collapsed onto the ground. The intense fury and anxiety overwhelmed his heart, and he passed out cold. The professors were ecstatic, and the netizens in the chat were going absolutely wild. Right at that moment, a system prompt chimed in my mind. Host's popularity points have surpassed 50,000. Congratulations on obtaining the general outline of basic metaphysical secrets. This includes the subject and object lines, the mnemonic chants, the 6 relatives, the 6 beasts, and all other foundational metaphysical knowledge. As the mechanical voice faded away, an endless ocean of metaphysical knowledge flooded into my brain like a surging tide. My head was spinning. I felt dizzy for what seemed like an eternity. Only after I fully processed everything, did I truly understand the layout of this place. To think it uses an endless cycle of clashing and destructive forces, combined with the 6 harmonies, to gather pure yang energy, and gathering yin to form the moon, all perfectly synchronized with the rotation of the 12 earthly branches, ultimately creating the illusion of the sun, moon, and stars endlessly cycling. But while I was explaining this to everyone, Smith was literally carried away on the spot. Just then, Green Wolf managed to cross the river of Mercury. Appearing right above the endless bridge, he stared at the rope I had left behind, and let out a sinister sneer. Kid, are you worried I won't catch you? He didn't even hesitate, sliding straight down the rope. But halfway down, he suddenly noticed a spark of fire shooting up from the abyss below. Green Wolf's face went completely pale, dripping with cold sweat from absolute shock and rage. You little bastard, you actually burned the rope? And right when I'm halfway down, He cursed furiously, scrambling back up in an absolute panic. As soon as I set the rope on fire, I turned and sprinted wildly toward the direction I had mapped out. Green Wolf was way too strong. There was absolutely no way I could take him in a head-on fight. Even the venomous bugs here couldn't withstand his heavy firepower. And as for killing him? With the livestream running, that was completely out of the question. I had to find another way out. But what I absolutely never expected was, right as Green Wolf climbed back up, several bulky figures, layered in heavy protective suits, began to emerge right behind him. Seeing who it was, Green Wolf froze for a second. "Captain?" The live chat exploded. "Whoa, Captain? Brother Wolf's captain is actually here? It's over. Our boy is completely toast this time." Through the comments, I figured out that Green Wolf's captain had arrived, with 5 other top-tier operatives. And they were all heavily armed. A massive wave of dread and a very real sense of imminent death washed over me. I couldn't just turn off the stream, either. The dangers lurking beyond the River of Mercury were totally unpredictable. I constantly needed the viewers' points to exchange for survival tools. Without enough points, I'd be dead meat. But by keeping it on, my pursuers could easily track my exact movements, bypass all the traps, and march straight to me. I was completely trapped in a dilemma. Meanwhile, in the outside world, hundreds of archaeology professors were furiously screaming at Zhao Guangzi. "Your people are relentlessly hunting this young man down. You are single-handedly destroying the entire future of archaeology." Zhao Guangzi was sweating bullets. But he kept his face completely stone cold. This man is a tomb raider. He must be brought to justice. That is absolutely non-negotiable. The mysteries of the first emperor's tomb have baffled us for years. Zhao Guangzi, you are impossibly stubborn. The professors were literally shaking with rage, seeing these leading experts looking like they were about to have a heart attack. Zhao Guangzi quickly shut his mouth. The group huddled together in a frantic discussion. They desperately wanted to save me, but just couldn't figure out a viable way to do it. The law shows no mercy, after all. Stealing cultural relics is a capital offense. But the thing is, I hadn't taken a single damn thing from the tomb. I was just cracking the traps. They firmly believed I shouldn't be branded as a tomb raider, but they were completely powerless to stop the operation. The live chat was an absolute sea of despair. It's totally over. Their squad is too fast, and they've got heavy guns. Our boy is officially busted. I just hope they give him a lighter prison sentence. Sob, sob. Here I am, literally running for my life, watching all these comments already writing my obituary. I was honestly speechless. Couldn't you guys have just a little more faith in me? Bang! A deafening gunshot shattered the dead silence of the ancient tomb. Under intense life and death instincts, I suddenly spun and dived to the left. The bullet hit exactly where I was about to step. Dirt and rocks went flying. The live chat completely exploded. A sniper. They actually brought out a sniper just to catch him. My head almost got blown off. They are playing for keeps now. Cold sweat poured down my face as I stared at the bullet crater. The sense of danger spiked. I scrambled up and started zigzagging frantically, sprinting wildly toward the woods. Bang! The sniper kept predicting my movements. But luckily, my danger perception allowed me to dodge it by a hair. The whole desperate escape left everyone terrified. Outside the tomb, the archaeology professor's eyes were completely bloodshot. They glared at Zhao Guangzi with pure hatred. Zhao Guangzi stammered nervously. This wasn't something I could decide all by myself. Shut up! Hundreds of professors roared in unison. Zhao Guangzi flinched violently. You guys are playing dirty. Haha, kid, let's see how you run away this time. It is over, he got caught. Ha ha ha. Something is wrong. Everyone, stay alert. Number 2, go back up. Number 4. Got it. Watch out, everyone. This sound, it is not right. Captain, I cannot locate the source of the sound. Hurry, get the team to protect the kid. Zhao Guangzi, if anything happens to him, I will make you pay. How did Qingling and his guys get here? I had absolutely no idea. This has nothing to do with me. I am just an errand boy. HMPH. Ah, Captain, the Tomb Raider. He seems to know what is about to happen. Spit it out. What is going on here? What the hell? Cough, cough, ah. This kid absolutely knows something. Ah, then. What exactly are you trying to do? An earth tremor is coming. Or maybe another emperor-level master is ascending to sainthood. The 6 directions are reversed. The 9 palaces are in chaos, and the sun and moon are hidden. The stars vanish, howling winds sweep through, beasts scatter, and dark clouds blot out the sun. Everything goes pitch black. Stop it right now. Ah, Ga. Ah, what are you trying to do? A massive earthquake is about to hit. Impossible. The Qin tomb was built solid as a rock. How could there be an earthquake? The Weather Bureau did not report any earthquakes, either. I thought this Tomb Raider had some special tricks up his sleeve, but it turns out, this is it? You guys just handle him however you see fit. Ha ha ha. Cut the crap. I just checked the weather report. There is absolutely nothing unusual out here. Ha ha ha. This kid is probably just at the end of his rope. He is just trying to bluff us. And here I thought he was actually a big deal. Not so tough after all. Qingling, grab him. Get ready to fall back. I'm a dog trainer who gets dogs better than Pan Hong. I can even understand what dogs are saying. Talk about using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. HMPH. Ah, whoa. I'm a dog trainer who understands dogs better than Pan Hong. I can hear what they're saying. Ah, that kid actually called it. It's an earthquake. I thought the kid was just bluffing them, but he was actually telling the complete truth. 17, that's insane. How is this even possible? It can't be. How could there be an earthquake inside an ancient tomb? This completely defies science. Could the Weather Bureau have made a mistake? The site director has ordered an immediate sweep of the area. We need to secure the tomb. The Weather Bureau reports 0 seismic activity outside. This earthquake is entirely confined to the Imperial Tomb. Damn it, what the hell is going on here? This is absolutely impossible. How could the earthquake only hit the tomb? There's no way this kid. How on earth did that kid know? This is a miracle we've never seen before in history. Damn it, are the heavens actually on his side? An earthquake inside the Imperial Tomb, and the outside world is completely untouched. This is a phenomenon that will go down in history. The kid actually predicted it. He's an absolute modern-day prodigy. Don't let that kid get away. Ah. Seriously. Oh crap, these goons are about to get violent. He is a living treasure to the archaeological world. If anything happens to that kid, I won't be able to live with myself. Ah. I'm a dog trainer who can lay low even better than Pan Hai. I can hear what dogs are saying. Ah, ah. Damn it, how dare you attack me? You're dead meat today. Ah. Captain, the Tomb Raiders got away. Professor Dong Zhen, you are absolutely incredible. That move was seriously badass. I'm a dog trainer who's even more popular than Pan Hong. I can understand what dogs are saying. That last move the kid pulled. That was absolutely the legendary GU art of escaping through the earth. And here I was worried he wouldn't be able to escape. I had no idea he already had a brilliant master plan. If our archaeological team could just recruit this guy, there wouldn't be a single ancient tomb trap we couldn't disarm. That level of mystical divination, combined with using GU arts to literally vanish into thin air. It's just too overpowered. If the archaeological team actually manages to bring a prodigy like him on board, the benefits would be absolutely off the charts. Man, summoning all the GU within 10 miles took a massive toll on me. After a brief rest, my energy and blood flow finally started to settle. Relying on the GU bugs, I kept moving forward underground. 79. Screw it, I'm not overthinking this anymore. The Imperial Tomb is completely sealed off from the outside world. It forms its own isolated dimension, running on its very own cycle of heavenly stems and earthly branches. All perfectly aligned in the 9 palaces formation. 29. Whatever happens in the outside world can be mirrored right here inside the tomb. But they don't clash with each other. That earthquake earlier? That was just me tweaking the layout to dodge their attacks. Just a few minor tricks, really. Not even worth mentioning. You're absolutely insane for this. We're completely powerless. Who else could pull this off? What a god-tier technique. This kid's mastery of feng shui and tomb design is absolutely flawless. To shift the entire layout and trigger a tremor. I've never heard of anything like it. Once he gets out, I definitely need to ask him for some pointers. Let's file a joint petition to the archaeology headquarters. We have to protect this kid. Once headquarters opens, maybe we can pull some strings with the higher-ups to keep him safe. Net Chaser. Ever since we crossed the Mercury River, the first Emperor's tomb has been giving me the creeps. I've been getting a really bad feeling about this, too. But I just can't put my finger on what's wrong. They're plotting to come after us. Something isn't right here, Captain. What kind of game is this guy playing? The higher-ups ordered us to stick to him like glue. But they never said we couldn't make a move. Instead of waiting around for even deadlier traps, we might as well rush him right now and take him down. This guy is way too cunning. Who knows what kind of backup plan he's hiding? Even if we mess this up, at least we'll be clearing the path for the guys behind us. It's a win-win either way. I'm with you on that, Captain. Exploring these ancient tombs is crawling with danger. Just one green wolf was enough to back him into a corner before. Now that the 4 of us are teaming up, plus we've got heavy exploration gear. One blast from the heavy gear is all it takes to finish the job. Number 4, give us cover. The rest of you, with me, run, they're coming after us. I know what I'm doing. There's no way they'll catch up, so just relax. Wait, does he actually have a backup plan? Has he just been playing dumb this whole time? Are the patterns on those white strips some kind of trap? Doesn't look like it, probably not. How are 2 kids supposed to hold off a squad of battle-hardened explorers? Bring it on. Bro, run, they're right on our tails. If you don't move right now, we're dead meat. Why aren't you running? Oh my god, run. How are you just standing there? Do you have a death wish? Hold on, this isn't right. Why are those guys fighting each other? Hi ya, user 29 says, streamer, no way. Ha, ha, 4 AM, the deep underground layer. Why did they just snap out of nowhere? They're just a bunch of white cloth strips. How is this even happening? Bro, how did you even do that? The patterns on those strips act like some sort of ancient defense mechanism. They mess with your subconscious through visual triggers. It's basically like hypnosis. It forces them into a deep hallucination. But wait, those guys are hardcore, disciplined explorers. There's no way they'd fall for a trick like that. That makes zero sense. Your explanation completely falls apart. Stacking hypnosis with the dark aura of the ancient emperor completely shatters the mind. No matter how tough you are mentally, you're bound to break down eventually. Seriously, streamer, do you even believe your own nonsense? User 23 says, If there actually was some kind of dark aura down there, wouldn't that make them phantom tomb guards? Look, I have no idea if the first emperor's soul is roaming around, but there's definitely something sinister in that passage of white strips. Because I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. I'm a dog trainer who understands dogs even better than Pan Hong. 2327. Respect, bro. You can actually understand dog talk. Run, bro, run. There's actually something right there with you. That scared the crap out of me. Weren't you supposed to explain the scientific principles? Why did you bring me here just to look at yin spirits? I'm completely dumbfounded. That tongue is insanely long. My brain is buzzing right now. How can he see the ancient anomalies and not even be scared? The footage is real. This streamer has some serious guts. 29. This is definitely not photoshopped. How could there be things like this in Qin Shi Huang's tomb? I'm completely numb. This streamer is way too bold. Oh, hello there, little white streamer, you're absolutely crazy. I'm numb, completely numb. What exactly is this streamer's background? This is an actual live broadcast. I'm losing my mind. A boss, this is a real boss. I'm a dog trainer who understands dogs better than Pan Hong. To be able to understand dog talk, his background is definitely not ordinary. He can actually communicate with ancient anomalies. This is unheard of, unbelievable. Oh no, this is bad, bro. Those team members are about to beat each other to death. Streamer, you're absolutely ruthless. Instigating the ancient anomalies to make the team members kill each other. If 1 or 2 of them die this time, you'll never get out of the Imperial Tomb for the rest of your life. Classic you, you're really something. I never expected that back in the protective tarp tunnel. The ancient anomalies we ran into would be this crazy. Little white, go tell those guys next door to come back first. Don't actually kill them. Streamer, how many of them are around you right now? Looks like at least 7 or 8, right? How on earth did the streamer get the ancient anomalies to obey? I stayed up all night, and I still couldn't figure out his background. They say he's an archaeology grad. 19. This is way too absurd. 14. Absolutely insane. The authorities still haven't found out his identity. It's just too absurd. You guys head on home. I'm going to wander a bit deeper inside, then I'll head back too. Don't worry about me. That's just how we are. The social climate these days. Ha ha ha. Right at that spot, add a little more explosive. This tunnel will open up right in front of the grave robbers. Don't worry, blow it up. If anything goes wrong, it's on me. Come on, detonate it. Whoa, are you all here to enjoy the show? Who are you? How dare you destroy the sacred grounds of the Imperial Tomb? HMPH, you certainly look the part. Just a bit on the ugly side, though. Where is Zhao Guangzi? Call your boss right now, and then kick out everyone who isn't involved. From one of the mystic clans that partners with the military year-round. Zhuge Wu of the Zhuge family. Hey. The Zhuge family, an ancient lineage inherited from the era of the martial marquis in the Three Kingdoms. The arts of divine mechanics and Qiming are unmatched in all of China. They've been working with the organization for years. They remain completely unknown to the public. Green Wolf once caught a glimpse of Zhuge from a distance. Just the skills of an ordinary family disciple are enough to easily slaughter a mutated beast. And yet he couldn't even take a single blow from that disciple, despite being the leading figure of the Zhuge family's younger generation. This Zhuge Wu, my heart sank. The military has already stepped into the exploration of the first emperor's mausoleum. Now I'm in massive trouble. I never expected the military to get involved, but I absolutely can't give up now. If I get caught, it's straight to prison. I have to keep pushing deeper and crack more of the mausoleum's traps. That might be my only way out of this. Found you. Take him down. My heart pounded. Bajiquan. These wooden puppets are using flawless Bajiquan, and Zhuge Wu is watching my every move from a distance. Surrounded by a relentless swarm of puppets, I had to fight while falling back. I was slowly losing ground, and the viewers in the livestream were panicking. An army of puppets using Bajiquan. Does the military actually have someone this insanely skilled? Outside the tomb, the professors were completely devastated, crying out that the heavens were jealous of such a genius. Zhuge Wu casually stretched his arms and summoned a wooden puppet to sit on. He looked like he was just enjoying a show, dragging me all the way out here for such a tiny issue. Old Li is really losing his touch these days. Green Wolf grinned from ear to ear. I threw a punch to knock back a few puppets, created some distance, and suddenly roared. Little Black, Little Black. As my shout echoed out, the entire tunnel trembled. Boom. Crash. The ceiling violently blasted apart. A pitch-black corpse wearing bizarre armor crashed down, sending rubble flying everywhere. Through the thick dust,